Hans Haas was an Austrian biologist and underwater diving pioneer. He was known mainly for being among the first scientists to popularize coral reefs, stingrays and sharks. He pioneered the making of documentaries filmed underwater. He led development of the aqualung and of a type of rebreather. He is known, too, for his energon theory and his commitment to protecting the environment. Early years. Haas was born in Vienna. His father was an attorney and Haas initially pursued law. However, Haas had a formative encounter with the American diver Guy Gilpatrick while on a Riviera holiday in 1938, which included underwater hunting and photography. After making expeditions to the Caribbean Sea 1938-39 and writing his first professional articles, in 1940 Haas switched from reading law to zoology studies and graduated with a Ph.D. from the University of Berlin in 1943 at the Faculty of Biology. His thesis was the first scientific research using an autonomous rebreather diving equipment. In his early diving he used rebreathers which he had made for him by the German diving gear makers Draeger. He had these sets made with the breathing bag on his back, as he did not like the bag on chest. Frogman look. Haas and his team of researchers logged over 2,000 dives utilizing oxygen rebreathers from 1942 to 1953. Although in a book by Callum Roberts, Don Stewart, one of the first scuba operators on the Caribbean island of Bonaire, blames Haas for single-handedly hunting the Atlantic Goliath grouper to local extinction. The author clearly refutes the claim later in the same paragraph. Wartime period. Haas published Diving to Adventure, his first book of underwater photographs, in 1939, and some credit him with developing one of the first underwater cameras. Haas completed his first underwater video called Pierschun to Wasser in 1940. It was published by the Universum Film Mag, lasted originally only 16 minutes and was shown in cinemas before the main film, but would eventually be extended by additional filming done in the Adriatic Sea close to Dubrovnik. Haas moved from Vienna to Berlin in 1941, where he founded the tax-privileged Society Expedition für Biologische Meereskunde. Haas was excused from serving in the German military during the Second World War because of poor circulation in his feet caused by Raynaud's disease. On the proceeds of his hundreds of lectures, Haas was able to buy in 1942 the sailing ship Sea Teufel, but he was not able to use the ship for his planned expedition because the ship was in the harbor of Stettin and it was not possible to bring it during the war to the Mediterranean Sea. Haas rented therefore in 1942 a ship in Piraeus and sailed for several months in the Aegean Sea and the Sea of Crete. Before the war this ship had been owned by the University of Vienna. During this expedition he took film and photos underwater. Haas had read the book Raubfische in Hellas written in 1939 by Werner Hellwig. Haas found this group near Skiathos and was able to film the dynamite fishing underwater. In spring and summer 1943 Haas stayed for several months at the Stazione Zoologica in Naples and Capri to study and collect bryozoa, aquatic invertebrate animals, for his doctoral thesis in zoology. In February 1944 he completed the thesis, to become a Doctor of Science. Until the end of the war Haas lived and worked in the film studios of Universum Film Mag in Babelsberg near Berlin to cut and finish his film about the expedition in the Aegean Sea. This 84-minute underwater film, Menschen unter Haien, was released in 1947. It shows marine life including wrasse, jellyfish, sponges, sea anemones and rays. A highlight is the dynamite fishing and interaction of divers with sharks. In Babelsberg he met Hannelore Schroth, a famous German actress. Hans and Hannelore married in 1945. post-war activity and fame. In 1945, the sea toy fell was lost when the Soviets captured Königsberg. In 1947, his film Untitled had its world premiere in Zurich, and his most popular book with a very similar title was released in 1948. As a consequence, he got contracts with Herzog Film and Sasha Film. He also went on his first Zariffa expeditions. The new research ship named Zariffa was mostly financed through photo safaris in the Red Sea and by the BBC. Haas's marriage to Hannelore Schroth produced a son, Hans Haas Jr. The marriage ended in 1950. He married his second wife, Lotte Beil, the same year. Haas produced 105 commercial films, many featuring himself and his second wife, who was an expert diver. In 1951, Haas' film Under the Red Sea was awarded first prize at the Venice Film Festival. After expeditions in East Africa and South Asia, his first TV series were developed in 1959. In 1961, for the first time, about creatures outside the water. This was followed by behavioral research and the Energon theory, from 1963 to 1966. From his behavioral research, Haas formed his Energon hypothesis, the focus of his work in later years. It posits that the behaviors of all life forms, human, non-human, animal and plant, have common origins, combined with management strategies. In 1969, Haas published about commonalities with evolution. In the 1970s, he addressed environmental and commercial themes and was appointed to a professorship by the University of Vienna. In 1983, he started long-term studies and tutorials about predatory instincts in profession. Haas consolidated marine biology, behavior research and management theories under one umbrella. From his point of view, his Energon theory cannot be disproved. In 1989, he addressed himself to environmental themes. Following the disappearance of the Australian Prime Minister Harold Holt in the waters of Cheviot Beach at Portsea, Victoria on 17 December 1967, Haas visited Australia and explored the area where Holt disappeared for his 1971 film documentary Das Geheimnis der Cheviot Bay. In an interview with Harry Martin for the ABC's Current Affairs program AM, Haas said that having observed the underwater conditions of the area with its sharp and jagged rocks, he was convinced that Holt had been trapped in the structure of one of these rocks and his body considerably torn by the nature of the forces of the sea and the sharp rocks. Haas acknowledged a rivalry with the better-known French scientist Jacques Cousteau, according to the New York Times obituary. Haas told historian Tim Acott that for Cousteau there exists only Cousteau. He never acknowledged others or corrected the impression that he wasn't the first in diving or underwater photography. Haas died on 16 June 2013 in Vienna. He was 94 and was survived by his wife and daughter Mette. Lotte Haas died in January 2015. Haas' son Hans Haas Jr., an actor and composer, committed suicide in 2009. 2002, the Hans Haas Award was established by the Historical Diving Society. Innovation in diving technology. His main innovations in diving technology were 1938, new lightweight UW photo camera for robot, 1940, first UW color photos and UW film, 1941, development of the technique of swim diving for research, industry and sport. 1944, construction of a heliox rebreather. 1949, new system of deep-sea film in photography. 1949. Worldwide patents for a new method of fishing by radio signals. 1950. UW camera housing, Leica system Hans Haas with electronic flash. 1954. UW camera housing, Rollimeren system Hans Haas, also as stereo camera. 1955. Co-development and promotion of a UW watch. 1956. New patented design of swim fins. 1973. Construction of a UW habitat. 1977. Construction of a small submersible together with the German firm Bruker for deep-sea research, tourism and oil exploration. 1983. Development and promotion of an innovative of decompression computer. Publications. 4 popular films, about 70 television films. More than 25 books, including 1939, JAGD Unterwasser mit Harpoon und Kamera, 1941, and Korallen und Haien 1942, Fotojagd Meeresgrund 1947, Drehjäger auf dem Meeresgrund 1949, Menschen und He, 1952, Manta, Teufel im Roten Meer, English version, Manta, Under the Red Sea with Spear and Camera, English translation by James Clue, 1952, Rand Magnallion Amp Co. Library of Congress Card Cat, No. 53-6152. 1954. Ich fotografierte in den 7 Meeren 1957. WIR Kommen aus dem Meer 1958. Fischer und Korallen 1961. Expedition ins Unbekannte 1968. WIR Menschen, das Geheimnis unseres Verhaltens 1970. Energon, das Verborgengeheimnis 1971. In unberührten Tiefe. Die Beschwingung der tropischen Meer. 1972. Vorstöß in die Tiefe. Ein Magazin über Abenteuer bei der Erforschung der Meer. 1973. Welt unter Wasser. Der abenteuerliche Vorstoß des Menschen ins Meer. 1976. Eroberung der Tiefe. Das Meer, sein Geheimnis, sein Gefahren, seine Erforschung. 1976. Der Hans Haas Tauchführer. Das Mittelmeer, ein Ratgeber für Sporttaucher und Schnorchler. 1977. Der Hai. Legend eines Mordes. 1978. Die Schöpfung geht weiter. Station Mensch im Strom des Lebens. 1979. Wie der Fisch zum Menschen wird. Die Versinne und Entwicklungsgeschichte unseres Körpers. 1980. Im Roten Meer. Wiederkehr nach 30 Jahren. 1985. Stadt und Lebensqualität. 1986. Abenteuer unter Wasser. Mein Erlebnis und Forschungen im Meer. 1987. Der Ball und die Rose. 1988. Der Hai im Management. Instinkte steuern und kontrollieren. 1991. Vorstoß in Unbekannte Meer. 1994. Die Hyperzelle. Das neue Menschenbild der Evolution. 1996. Aus der Pionierzeit des Tauchens. In unbeirrte Tiefen. 2004. Erinnerungen und Abenteuer. Awards. First prize of the Chancellor for the best movie idea for an Austrian propaganda film. Gold medal of the Photographic Society in Vienna. Biennale prize. The film, Adventures in the Red Sea, received the International Prize for Feature-Length Documentaries for the second Mostra Internazionale del Film Scientifico e del Documentario d'Art in Venice. The TV series, Diving to Adventure, is from the BBC named Programme of the Year, Outstanding Underwater Photographer of the Year of the Underwater Photographic Society, Oscar for Extraordinary Underwater Photography for the film, and Nemin Zari for Honorary member of the German Skindiving. Honorary title, Professor, awarded by Science Minister Hertha Fernberg. Honorary member of the European Educational Community, Verlag GmbH, Stuttgart. Science Medal of the City of Linz. IADS Lifetime Achievement Award. Golden Needle of the Association of German Sports Divers. Honorary President sponsoring scuba diving. Reg Valentine Achievement Award for Historical Diving. Reaching Out Award. Diving Pioneer Trophy of the Historical Diving Society. Diving Pioneer Award of the Historical Diving Society. Austrian Decoration for Science and Art *, 2 NOGI Awards for Science and Distinguished Service. Gold Medal of Honor of Vienna. Honorary President of the Pan Club Liechtenstein. Konrad Lorenz Award for Environmental Protection. Golden Medal of Honor of the Austrian Federal Guild of Photographers. DANUBIUS Don Orland Sackbach Prize. Goldienslot the Association of German Surveyors. International Scuba Diving Hall of Fame, 2000. Dieter Plage Lifetime Achievement Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Nature Films. Christopher Parsons Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Nature Films. Peace Prize for Biology of the World Association of Private Schools and Universities for Complementary Healing Practices. Cayman Islands International Scuba Diving Hall of Fame Award. Wyland Icon Award. Beneath the Sea Special Award. Anatura Prize for Achievements in the Nature Film. Schmidt-Sallee Medal by the Friends of Aquazulobecke Museum, Düsseldorf. Elisabeth Mann Borghese Marine Prize. Diva German Entertainment Prize. Platinum Romy for Lifetime Achievement. A cone snail, found in the Philippines, was named after him.